Major Aaron Dietz with the Carmel Police Department, Director of the Hamilton-Boone County Drug Task Force. I have Special Agent in Charge Dennis Wishern with Drug Enforcement Administration in Indianapolis, Prosecutor Ron Bile from Howard County Prosecutor's Office, and the Prosecutor of Howard County, Mark McCann. To my left, Sheriff Mark Bowen, Board Member of Drug Task Force, and Chief Tim Green, also a member of the board. So I'll start with this press release. In late 2011, numerous complaints began to surface from patients of a facility known as Drug and Opiate Recovery Network, known as DORN, and or Living Life Clean, LLC. DORN and LLC, operated by Dr. Larry Lay of Noblesville, were representing to provide services to people suffering from primarily opiate drug addictions. These complaints consisted of Dr. Lay providing prescriptions for Suboxone as the sole means to treat patients suffering from opiate addictions. Additionally, the complaints alleged patients received no medical exam, no physical or mental evaluation, and were not asked to provide any medical history. Simply, if a patient walked into DORN main office located at 23 East Main Street in Carmel and stated they were there for addiction, they walked out with a prescription for Suboxone after paying $300 cash-only fee. After their prescriptions ran out, they returned to one of the 5 clinics, which I'll provide those locations here in a minute, and pay a $120 to $160 cash fee to a receptionist for another employee for Suboxone, another Suboxone prescription, virtually never having contact with Dr. Lay or any other doctor. Over the course of the next approximately 1.5 years, investigators gained information relating to DORN and LLC, and in August of 2013, agents with the Drug Enforcement Administration and investigators with the Hamilton-Boone County Drug Task Force conducted a joint investigation into DORN and LLC, operated by Dr. Lay. During this time, additional DORN and LLC clinics being operated by Dr. Lay were identified in Kokomo, Centerville, Indiana, Noblesville, and Muncie, Indiana. Additionally, several doctors were identified working for DORN and LLC in these clinics, providing the same advertised service. From March through June of 2014, 7 investigators working in an undercover capacity went to all 5 DORN and LLC clinics previously mentioned and posed as patients. Investigators made multiple visits to each locations on various dates. During the course of these visits, it was learned Dr. Lay and other doctors working at these clinics were exploiting those addicted and conducting prescriptions for profit, in other words. Dealing a Schedule III controlled substance as a Class B felony. One of the undercover visits, of the 27 undercover visits, took only 39 seconds, while others lasted only a few minutes. Early this morning, beginning at approximately 4:30 in the morning, agents and investigators from the Drug Enforcement Administration, Hamilton-Boone County Drug Task Force, and multiple officers from area agencies, including officers from Howard County, conducted multiple search warrants at locations such as, and I will list them as I provided, DORN at the main office at 23 East Main Street, Suite 200 in Carmel, Indiana. A DORN clinic located at 813 Westfield Road, Suite 100 in Noblesville. DORN clinic located at 801 Airport Road in Centerville, Indiana. 3827 South LaFontaine, Kokomo, Indiana, which is a clinic there as well. And Living Life Clean, 121 North High Street, Muncie, Indiana. Also were residences of Andrew Dollar's residence located at 13658 Smoky Ridge Place in Carmel, and Dr. Lay's residence located at 413 Chris Lane in Noblesville. Also a safe deposit box located at the Chase Bank here in Carmel. Additionally, arrest warrants or charges have been filed in arrest warrants for the following people: Dr. Larry Lay, 68, of Noblesville, 9 counts of dealing Schedule III controlled substances, B felony, 1 count of conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, B felony, and 1 count of corrupt business influence, Class C felony. Those charges are all here out of Hamilton County. He also has charges filed, similar charges in Howard County as well. Derek Tinslow, age 41, of Avon, Indiana, 1 count conspiracy to deal or conspiracy to commit dealing in Schedule III controlled substances, a B felony, 4 counts of dealing Schedule III controlled substances, and 1 count corrupt business influence, Class C felony. His charges are all here out of Hamilton County. Andrew Dollard, age 40, of Carmel, 1 count conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a Class B felony, 1 count for dealing in Schedule III controlled substance, and Class B felony, 1 count of corrupt business influence, Class C felony. Cassie Lynn Batcher, of 37 years old, of Carmel, 4 counts of dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a B felony, 1 count for conspiracy, commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a B felony, 1 count corrupt business influence, a C felony. Those also in Hamilton County. Yvonne Morgan, age 61, of Eaton, Ohio, 1 count of conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a Class B felony, and 1 count corrupt business influence, a Class C felony. Those charges also out of Hamilton County. Jessica Callahan, of 37, of Muncie, 1 count conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, Class B felony, Hamilton County charges. Dr. George Agopoulos, age 47, of Fishers, 3 counts of dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a B felony, and 1 count conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a B felony, and 1 count corrupt business influence as a C felony. Also Hamilton County charges. Dr. Ron Barrick, 58, of Richmond, 1 count conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substances, Class B felony, 1 count corrupt business influence, Class C felony, Hamilton County charges. Have Eric Lay, 38, of Noblesville, 1 count conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a B felony, and 1 count corrupt business influence, a C felony. And last 2, we have Felicia Reed, age 26, of Carmel, count 1, conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a B felony, and that's Howard County charge. And Dr. Luella Bangura, age 52, of Lafayette, 3 counts of dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a Class B felony, 1 count conspiracy to commit dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance, a B felony, and corrupt business influence, a Class C felony. Also Howard County charges. This information is a small synopsis of what the investigation consists of to this point. As mentioned, the probable cause will be provided to you and provides a very detailed description of this investigation. At this point, much work has been done, but there is much work to be done still at this point, and agents are still processing several locations. I took numerous agents, investigators, prosecutors from Hamilton and Howard counties to have put a tremendous amount of hard work into this investigation. As has been mentioned many times recently, opiate drugs are a problem in our communities. According to the Centers for Disease Control, more people die from prescription drugs than car accidents in the United States. In this case, we have a few doctors, such as Larry Lay, that have done nothing except to exacerbate the problem by using their medical license to dispense Suboxone prescriptions for the sole means to make money. We make no distinction between Dr. Lay and any other drug dealer. I'd like to urge those seeking assistance for addiction and all patients of Dorn or LLC to go to the link provided on the screen or call the number provided for treatment programs and doctors in the area. There's numbers, there's directions to clinics, and we urge those folks to do so that perhaps were dispersed from these clinics. Also, anyone with information concerning Dr. Lay's and those arrested should call the Hamilton Boone Drug Task Force at area code 317-571-2545, and we can take information and tip information and assist in that matter. At this time, again, I'll take questions. There'll be some questions that fit Special Agent Dennis Wishern or the chiefs or prosecutors this time.
Do you expect other arrests?
Yes, there's a possibility more people could be arrested.
Who, any of the users or people who got?
Well, the investigation, we have a lot of investigation to continue, and there's a lot of people to be interviewed at this point, but it is possible that more arrests are likely.
Give us a sense of who these people were who were buying these drugs and how they cultivated this clientele and how much they were paying for this Suboxone.
Okay, I'll take that one. The hundreds of patients, the standard fee every month was either $120 or $160, and the word would get out that the Dorn Clinic was an easy provider for Suboxone. And I want to add, cases like this are challenging and difficult. I want to call out and praise the prosecutors to my right from Howard County who have the skills to take on a case like this, and the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. Without these type of prosecutors, cases like this don't get done.
Any
Why
indication that patients might have been injured or any overdoses associated with this?
I'd refer to the affidavit, but there's been some reported deaths that are detailed in the affidavit.
Would you expect charges in relation to that eventually?
It's still under investigation, Troy.
Why is it so tough to prosecute cases like this? And were you getting complaints from people in the area, in the neighborhoods where these offices were located? Talk about that.
As again, when my great partner here hands out the affidavit, I believe it's 90 pages long, it'll detail the complaints we received for the last several months on this. Challenging-wise, because you're going up against the doctor. The laws give them a wide latitude, and you have to prove a number of elements that prove them outside the medical scope. That's why it's challenging.
And they did not have physicals, these people who got these drugs.
We ran 7 undercovers, 27 undercover visits into this. There was no physical, no blood pressure, no blood work, no anything sort of like that to get these prescriptions.
Is this
Cash and carry.
Is this what those doctors were doing solely, or did they have other, their practice going on?
It was solely Suboxone trafficking.
And how long do you allege it was going on?
Well, we've worked a case with the Boone County Hamilton Task Force for the last 9 months, but we've been able to go backwards, and it's been going on previous to the last 9 months.
Within the past couple of weeks, there were pretty public calls about the heroin issue here in Hamilton County. Is this going to be affecting the drug trade here, and will other junkies possibly be moving to other places to get stuff?
Yeah, I'll take that. This has been a problem. This actually perpetuates the problem, as I mentioned. This has exacerbated what we're dealing with. This type of ruse of a clinic perpetuates the problem. These people are still addicted to a drug, and this is what's happening. This is not fixing the problem. Well, we hope to get these people to some of the good clinics that can get the right help to actually get on a road to recovery instead of continuing to be addicted to just another drug. So, maybe a step back, but a bigger step in the long term of things. We got to get them to the right place and get the right treatment. But opiate drugs and prescription medication launch is a gateway to heroin. That's why we have heroin, is because people get addicted to the opiate drug prescription medication and then go to a cheaper, readily available heroin. And that's what's been some of the problem.
Can you talk about Suboxone and what it is? Is it in itself addictive? Is it a form of synthetic heroin?
Hey, Suboxone is a Schedule III controlled substance. It was made and came out on the market to treat heroin addiction and painkiller addiction. However, it can too be misused. It comes in a film that you actually ingest and it dissolves within your mouth. According to the Department of Corrections, Indiana, the biggest 2 things smuggled into the jail for people are tobacco and Suboxone. And Suboxone, there's ways to get high from Suboxone and divert it into illegitimate uses.
Give us a sense of how lucrative this business was that these doctors were running. How much money were they making?
I'd be happy to take that one. We've conducted numerous surveillance, both of our investigative teams. In a 4-hour period, we counted approximately 120 people on one Saturday at $120 apiece. I think the math is over $10,000 straight cash within that 4-hour period. 120 times 120, whatever, was that 14,400 maybe? My math man over there, but that's how lucrative this organization was. That's just one day.
Give us a sense also how the arrest went. Were people there at 7 o'clock this morning? Talk about that.
Yeah, there was a combination. Some of the individuals were arrested at their residence or shortly after leaving their residence. Some were arrested making their way to the clinics or at the clinic. So there was a combination of where these individuals were arrested. It started early because that's when a lot of these people left to go to the clinics to start their work for the day. So there was a combination of arrests made at their residences or in transit to the clinics.
Did the doctors say anything? Are all 4 doctors in custody, and did they say anything?
Yeah.
When
The interviews are being conducted now, so it'll be some time until we find out that information.
What was the attorney's role in this?
He was an employee of the DOR network. He was also involved in distribution of the controlled substances.
Was he their attorney, or was he just working somehow in the office?
He is a defense attorney, yes.
You said that it's difficult to prosecute these doctors. Now, would it be equally difficult to prosecute an attorney who is the attorney for the doctors?
I'll take that one. It all depends on the evidence, sir. We're still uncovering evidence and interviewing witnesses, and I think the charges speak for themselves involved in the conspiracy.
And these are state charges. What's the line? Why were these put into the state level instead of the federal level? What's separated that?
Usually on the decision of the investigators. To my right are 2 accomplished and skilled attorneys who were the lead people in the prosecution of Dr. Wagner, coupled with the Hamilton County prosecutors who are skilled too.
Should the people of Hamilton County and Kokomo and Lafayette, where all these things are going on, should they feel comfortable now that we have rid of the scourge of Suboxone in the community?
Well, I think that this investigation certainly clearly showed us just how Dr. DeLay was the organizer. We had customers or clients coming from all over the state of Indiana to these clinics and out of state. I would classify him as actually the ringleader for our area, our state. So he's very significant as far as I can call him, classify as that Pablo Escobar of Suboxone prescriptions of Indiana, I guess, if you will. So one of a kind that we've seen.